The act of lighting a candle in honor of those who have passed is a centuries-old tradition that allows us to express what we cannot communicate with words. By lighting a candle for our loved ones, we remember and honor their life and their memory. A single candle is a symbol of the human spirit and brings darkness into light.
Tonight is all about honoring mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, special people in our lives who have left their indelible fingerprint in our lives. We will never forget. We will always remember. It's an honor to join with you in this evening's celebration to honor those that have left a lasting impact on our lives. On behalf of Hoffman Hospice's founders, Tom and Beth Hoffman, and all the staff, we welcome you to the 9th annual Light Up a Life celebration. Many of you are here tonight because Light Up a Life has been a cherished family tradition. We're so pleased that you could be here with us once again. For those of you attending for the first time, we welcome you and hope that this is the first of many celebrations that you share with us. Hoffman Hospice Tree Lighting Ceremony is a time to celebrate and honor those special people who have enriched our lives. This time of peace in the midst of the holiday hustle and bustle gives us time to reflect on the cherished moments we've spent with loved ones, those who have passed away and those who are still with us. Tonight is just one way for Hoffman Hospice to say thank you to our community for allowing us to be part of your lives at such a special time and to begin this Christmas season in a meaningful way. We would like to take a moment to recognize and thank some very special people who have helped us in the preparation of this event. Our heartfelt thanks to the Boulevard for hosting our event. The City of Lancaster Parks and Recreation. Without, we could not have provided such a beautiful backdrop for tonight's ceremony. 4-Star Printing, who graciously provided the programs. West Coast Baptist College Choir, aren't they wonderful? Lemon Leaf Cafe and the Boulevard businesses that provided refreshments. Molly Cates for our lovely table decorations. And to all our speakers that are here this evening, thank you. Also to the remarkable staff and volunteers of Hoffman Hospice for their dedication and support and throughout tonight and throughout the year. Last but not least, we thank those here tonight that have chosen Hoffman Hospice services and for entrusting your loved ones to our care. As always, it's our privilege to care for those at the end of life. It's now my pleasure to introduce our first guest speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mayor Rex Parris.
Good evening. Thank you for coming. You know, when I first heard about this event, I thought it was kind of strange. You know, hospice is well, it's about the end of life, and Christmas is such a joyous occasion. But then it occurred to me, well, of course that's why we would do this, because what is Christmas about? It's about Jesus Christ coming and providing a place for all of us to go. And certainly all of our loved ones we know are in a better place for eternity because of Christmas. And so I think that I'd certainly like to thank Hospice for bringing this to the Boulevard and reminding us of what this season is truly about. And we will continue to celebrate Christmas for the next month on the Boulevard and never let that out of our sight or out of our feeling as to why we're here. It's not about just giving gifts. It's about the greatest gift of all being given to us. The last thing you want to do is hear a lot of speeches tonight, especially out in the cold. But there is another gift we have in the Antelope Valley. We have one of the greatest assemblymen that have ever graced Sacramento, and that is Steve Knight. And with that, I would like to turn it over to Steve Knight.
My mission tonight was to talk about Christmas, and to talk about what Christmas means to me and what Christmas means to the Valley, and just how much it affects our lives. You know, I was born and raised and grown up and still am a Roman Catholic. So Christmas means a whole heck of a lot to us, and it is our second most holiest day as a Catholic. And I think that when I look at Christmas, it's a time for reflection. It's not just a time for making sure that we get the right presents for our kids and making sure that we go to the right relatives' houses and bring the right pies, but this is a time of reflection for everyone, for our faith and for what we believe in. And there are a couple things in life that always waver, and I firmly believe that our faith is one of those things that wavers. Sister Teresa said that best. She said, "My faith wavers." Well, I'm here to say, if Sister Teresa's faith wavered, then probably all of ours does at one time or another. And Christmas is kind of that time that we can reflect on what we believe in. And I believe that Jesus Christ was born, and that's very, very important to me and to my life. You know, my priest said something a couple months ago. He said that there were some mice that had gotten into the church, and he said there was no way to find the mice, but they could find evidence of the mice, and they couldn't get rid of them. So the priest said what he did was he went back and he baptized all of the mice that could be in the church. And he said, "I baptize you as a Catholic." And he said, you know, at least most of them will not be around the church except for on Christmas. So he said, "I got rid of most of the Catholic mice, and the other ones we'll figure out." But, you know, it's very lucky for us to live in the Antelope Valley. You know, it's kind of chilly out here tonight, and I was talking to some folks back there that, you know, we all grew up either here in the Antelope Valley or, you know, when I was a kid, I grew up in Ohio for about 8 or 9 years. And I always love it when people say, "Oh, I'm climatized to this. This doesn't bother me, and I like to be out here in shorts and short sleeves." Let me tell you, you never get climatized to this. If it's 35 degrees, it's cold. And the Antelope Valley gets cold. And that's, to me, kind of a good precursor to what we've got. We've got, you know, those first couple cold days means that Halloween is coming, and then we've got Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then New Year's, and then we're into winter, and that's important. And I think that's good for the Valley, that we know that the cold is here, and that means that Christmas and winter is here. So I'm very proud that I get to represent the greatest district in the state, and I tell everyone up there that, and even the ones that I don't know how they got elected, but they're there, and I tell them the reason I have the greatest district in the state is because people actually love where they live. They actually love the Antelope Valley. They actually love the high desert, and I think every one of us who wasn't born here, I was born here, but drove into the desert, the very first thing you said was, "Where in the heck are we? And how long do I have to stay?" And after about 3 or 4 years, you never think of leaving. Now, my son is 17 and graduating from high school, and that's what he's thinking is of leaving. But I can guarantee you he will come back, and he will never forget the Antelope Valley. And that's important. It's important to love where you live, and it's important to respect the people and love what the people do here. And so I think in this time, especially now since we're 19 days from Christmas, I know all the kids are counting down and getting ready. It's that reflection time. And I said this on Veterans Day, that every day is Veterans Day. Every day you should thank a vet, and every day you should be happy of what the vets do for us. Well, every day is Christmas, and every day you should be thankful for what we've got and why we've got it. So normally my speeches are not very religious or very poignant on that, but this is my time, and I get to speak, and I get to say whatever the heck I want to. So that is why I think that I'm happy. We've got a good mayor. We've got a good city council. They're moving us forward, and the Antelope Valley is better for what they've done. So we're going to light this tree. I appreciate what Hoffman Hospice is doing and what they're going to continue to do. And you know, there's one other event that I always go to. It's the Relay for Life. And when we put out the luminaries, I think probably everyone knows someone who was affected by cancer. I have 2 parents that died of cancer and 3 aunts and 2 uncles. So it's affected my life. But it's kind of that reflection and that kind of help that Hoffman Hospice gives. They help us through that time, and they give that comfort to people that are getting close to the end of life. And we should be proud of that, and we should appreciate what they do. So, 19 days. All the kids can be happy about that. I know you're counting down. You're probably opening the little doors. Or that was before your time, and that was, I guess, what we did. And always remember what Christmas means. It does mean getting presents, but it's a much bigger thing than that. And it does mean that Jesus Christ was born. And I thank you all for coming. I thank you for being out here in the cold weather, and it's a beautiful Antelope Valley night, and the wind's not blowing, or every one of you would not be listening to me. So I appreciate the 12 that were, and we're going to light a tree. So Merry Christmas.
You know, I must start off by saying it is a cold night.
But what a wonderful gift our loved ones have given us tonight with no wind. They definitely told us this evening that they want us to light the candles in their memory and in their honor. So thank you for no wind tonight. I am honored to be here tonight, this evening, not only representing Mayor R.X. Paris and the City Council, but as a daughter, someone who shares and remembering and honoring the life of a loved one, my mother, Angela Volta. It's at this time of year, around the holidays, that we often reflect most on the passing of a friend or a family member. Perhaps our hearts are reaching out to someone who is struggling with a terminal illness. There are so many unanswered questions, but it joys me to look out and see so many faces coming together to bring meaning, not just to the reading of names, but the living of life. Looking back, there's so many wonderful memories I shared with my mother. One memory that I'll always treasure with my mother and the lessons that she gave me is she was born in Santiago, Chile. Her goal was to be here in the United States of America. She wanted to have the honor of being an American. She worked and worked and worked to save her money to come here to the United States. Once she arrived, she did everything she could to make our lives what it should be here in the United States of America. She taught us to be proud and be honored to be an American. My mother always held her head up high and taught us to do the same, to be proud of the work we have, to be proud of our family. She definitely made sure that the family remembered to get together on Sundays. Otherwise, we would be hearing from her. So she definitely made sure that the family got together so we could have our laughs. We could reminisce. We could hear the music. And she would definitely be the first to get up and start dancing. The salsa, by the way. And we would all join her as she smiled from ear to ear because she was so proud of her family and proud to be an American. My fondest memories of my mom is when we were in the kitchen cooking, and she would teach me the right way to cook for my husband and the wrong way when I'm mad at him. One of the fondest memories I also have of my mother is the daughter-mother talks we had. Since the day I moved out of my house, or out of my parents' house, I should say, there was not one day that didn't go by that she and I did not speak on the phone. When she moved on to her next journey, I can happily say there is still not one day that goes by that I do not speak to my mother. She always used to have a saying, and I hope this saying helps all of us tonight. It was actually a song that came out, and she loved the song so much and the saying that it gave that she said that saying forever. And the saying was, "Don't worry, be happy." And I like to share that saying with all of you here tonight. Let's not worry, let's be happy. Let's remember all the memories that we've been blessed to have. Let's remember all of the stories that we have and share them with our friends and family and share them with our neighbor next to us right now. Let's hold our head up high and know that there's a reason for everything that happens, and they truly are all in a better place. And we will all see them someday. I would like to thank Hoffman Hospice for putting on this very, very special event. Now in its 9th year, Hoffman Hospice offers a full spectrum of hospice service, and I join in their core beliefs, providing compassionate, end-of-life care, and comforting and grieving. Seeing that I also went through the journey myself, I have a wonderful support group. They are my dearest, dearest friends and family. Some of them are here tonight. Hoffman Hospice also offers grief support to anyone in the community, not just for patient families, grief support for children and adults at no cost for as long as they need it. I believe life is to be celebrated and lived fully. It is my sincere hope that we begin reading the names, that you take time to reflect, remember, and embrace the life of those being mentioned. As my mother would say, Feliz Navidad, don't worry, be happy. And I truly wish everybody a healthy and happy holiday season. And I am so honored to be here with all of you this evening. God bless all of you.
These names will be up all through the month of December. We just invite you to come down to the boulevard, look at the tree, look at the names. Any names that we've added tonight will be placed at the base of the tree, and they'll stay up through the month of December.